Yo.
And we back. Attitude Era Podcast. We are live in your ear holes and your eye holes. Get ready for our Monday Night Raw recap, but we got to get through this main event, right? So we're going to watch the main event with y'all and get right into the recap, which is Randall Keith Orton versus Ludwig Kaiser of Imperium.
You hit him with the whole name? The Randall Keith?
Hey, the three most dangerous letters in professional wrestling, RKO.
Facts.
That's cool though. That like his finisher is, you know.
Yeah.
Does it stand for Randy's knockout?
Nah,
what does RKO really stand for, or is it just
Randall Keith Orton?
Oh, I thought it might have been like.
Randy's you know what's funny? It could have been that, and then it's like, coincidentally, one day we got to get an interview with him, and we got to ask him.
I mean, we did just do an interview with Bret Hart, so I mean, you know what I'm saying? So
I mean, Samantha Irvine's up on there, Sid Vicious is up on there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's out of the wheel well.
Oh nah, man, one call.
I see.
So we're gonna get through this main event and then get to this Raw recap.
You know what I like with Ludwig? So Ludwig Kaiser is good for me. Like, he's a good guy right now for Randy to be fighting and prep for Gunther, because it's like,
it makes sense. It's like old school wrestling. I'll feed you other members of the crew before you get to me.
Before you get to me. Correct. And that's where I'm going.
Shredder had the foot soldiers. They were talking about Ninja Turtles tonight, right? Shredder had the foot soldiers in the Foot Clan. You know what I'm saying?
Except Kaiser was good. Like a Bebop or a Rocksteady.
Kaiser was good. I like Giovanni Vinci.
Yeah. So it's good that these guys can, they can wrestle.
And it was, I think Alexander Wolf was with them too when they first came to the main roster. I think Wolf was part of Imperium too. I liked Imperium when they came up from NXT.
That's a good group.
I saw that we might get getting Uncle Howdy Chad Gable next week.
Yeah, that's what they say. You know what I'm saying? And
we live on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. We everywhere.
We everywhere.
We out here. Peace. YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Instagram. Shout out to Twitter. Attitude Era Podcast, Monday Night Raw recap is on the way, but got to get through this main event first. For those of you who don't know, when we do our recaps, we go on during the main event, watch it with you guys and girls, and get right into the recap. So that's what happens to Attitude Era Podcast.
That's what we're doing.
And shout out to everybody that's tuned in and watched our interview with Bret Hart. If you haven't, please go do so. It's being picked up by many wrestling news outlets and things like that. So shout out to y'all for picking it up and watching. And if you watched it, go watch it again.
I like this. And see, Randy is perfect. I just want to know, how long is this Raw deal going to be where he's on Raw? Is it just for the Bash of Berlin, or is he staying put?
I'm gonna miss Randy Orton when he retires.
Ooh. He ain't even clear that table. He looking right in Gunther's face.
Third time.
He looking right in Gunther's face. Like, what?
Randy's a menace, dog.
Menace. I love it.
Randy Orton.
And here we go, pulling him by the hair. Randy's rough, rugged, you know what I'm saying, and he's definitely got a mean streak. Like, Randy can go always just get in the title picture. It's
Randy Orton would have been a terror in the Attitude Era. Could you imagine what he would have done with DX and Nation Domination and just Randy being Randy? He definitely got like an Attitude Era persona.
Yeah, and it would have worked well.
Even early Randy, when he was young and smug and just the confident kid,
I would like to see young Randy Orton in the Attitude Era. That would have been kind of good. Because Randy can really wrestle. He has he has the look of somebody that is could wrestle. He's just physical. I just want to know where at what point does Gunther interfere, because he's not going to be able to take this. Randy's not going to be able to get a clean win. Ooh, ooh. Lead the Kaiser with the reversal. You know what I mean? And I like it. I like it. He's good. Let's sell it.
It's something I saw tonight I didn't like. And it has to deal with Gunther. But we're going to get into that once we recap the show. But we watching the main event live. If you watching the main event, we're having a little get-together right now.
Ludwig Kaiser going to the second rope, but Randy Orton's going to stop him. And of course, we're going to expect that. You know, set up. Let's get some top rope action. Let's see what we're going to do here. What we're going to do here. Randy Orton ain't trying to go to the top rope. Yeah, second rope suplex. Bang! Bang! You know what I'm saying? Gunther just licking on. Gunther got to get him back, though. Gunther got to get him back. He got him with the RKO last week, so it's like.
I like this DDT. Boom.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Out of nowhere. Attitude Era Podcast Monday Night Raw recap. We about to get into it.
And here we got to kick out. What we gonna get? What we gonna get? Yo, you let your mans get beat like that?
Hey, hey. Gunther didn't lose. Come on, guys. Right? Hey. Gunther said you will not hit me with another RKO ever again.
Here we go. Here we go. Randy and Gunther. Let's get it. Here we go. Here we go.
You know what's crazy? Randy made Gunther look small.
Well, Randy's up to 295. That's what he said.
Oh, y'all just gonna go off like that?
Oh, that's how it go off. Well,
it went off like the Sopranos.
Hey, the title is appropriate. You know what I'm saying? Randy Orton and Gunther taking each other out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happened.
Went off like the Sopranos.
It done ran up time. They done ran up time. You know, but it's time for us to break into our recap. So with that being said, to break into the recap, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop you a little video, and when we come back, you know, we gonna get into it. So just go ahead, get your popcorn.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Bang.
This is DNA, and y'all checking out my show Top 5. You got a top 5? I got a top 5. But let's see whose top 5 is better. Good night. Good night.
Brr. It's cold food with the Archie Carter. A wrestling match, a return, a battle, something that you were looking forward to because you knew it was going to be hot. And when you got it, well, it wasn't. That's cold food, and I'm here to talk about it. It's cold food with the Archie Carter. Hey, waiter, this cold.
King HP, and here we're gonna look at wrestlers that couldn't get the job done. We're gonna look at it. Why didn't they win? What happened? And because it's near fall, we're gonna see if we can get them some gold. Remember, the referee's decision is final. Bang! And we are back in the building. It is
the doors to the church are now open. Attitude Era Podcast Monday Night Raw recap. That is King HP. I am the Archie Carter. You are you. We are we. And we are here to talk about Monday Night Raw. We just watched the main event go off. We're going to start there. Start at the tippy top. So on you, HP. What you want to do?
We can start at the tippy top, I think. Because, I mean, we just fell out with what we saw. We can go back to the tippy top.
Well, tippy top started with Randy Orton and Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Randy opened the show. His first, I think this is singles match in 10 years on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that's what they said. So I'm not mad about that at all.
I'm gonna miss Randy Orton when he retires. I don't know how much time he has. I know that last injury required surgery. He was out for a minute, but he came back. He looks good. But Randy probably looks physically the best he's ever looked. So we're gonna see what happens. But they started the show with Randy and Gunther cutting the promo, and they got a little physical. I said while we was watching the main event, it was something I didn't like about tonight's show that had to do with Gunther. I don't like.
Go ahead. I want to hear this.
I don't like how heel they're turning him.
I don't think they're really trying to turn him. I think he's already there. He never really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's already there, but I think they're putting a little too much sauce on it. He's talking too much. Gunther never talked this much, and it's like,
he was just calling Damian Priest trash.
But prior to that, Gunther wasn't talking like that. He was the strong, silent type.
You gotta step your game up. You're in the world title picture.
I don't like it. Some things don't need to be tweaked. If you ask me, this is just my personal opinion. I don't like the too much talking Gunther. Like, you don't need that. People already feel how they feel about you. You don't have to turn him and lean into being a heel more. I just didn't like it because it's hard to come out of that.
I think this is what separates a lot of superstars, right? Because when you go for the world, when you're the company guy, we got to get you to talk for a couple reasons. One, you're going to be booked to do shows, not just wrestling shows. You're going to be booked to do all type of things. So we got to make sure you know how to cut promo, because you will be going on to so and such a late night show, staying in character, cutting promo. Also, when you're the world champ, if you look at the history of the world champs, whether it's WWE Championship before they got the second one or whatever, you have to talk. You can't wrestle every week, even whether it was Bret Hart doing promo and wrestling the same night or whatever.
I just don't like it. Late night TV's dead. They're going over to Netflix. They won't be on TV shows like that. I just think he's talking too much. They're leaning too much into the heel thing, and I mean that's just me. That's just me.
I didn't notice anything like crazy. I just know the crowd really can't stand him because you're going up against one of the fans' favorites.
That's enough. See, you was already hated enough. They want you. I mean, it is what it is. That's just a me observation thing. Because I've been following Gunther since he was Walter and maybe 100 pounds heavier. So it's just.
Well, I have a different observation to make. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know if anyone caught this. The bullshit ass banter that they was kicking for the 16-time champion. They threw it out there. And here's where they threw it out there. 16-time Randy Orton's a 14-time champion. Him and Triple H, they're tied. And the ones who are in the lead for that is John Cena. And here they threw my man out there, Ric Flair, for the most world titles. Can we please stop? Like, if I could just write the president of TKO and all these motherfuckers. He's not no. If anybody else ain't, he ain't either. Stop it, bro. It actually pisses me off a little bit. It's not like Ric Flair is doing it. Anytime you win a world title on any company, you should count it. You should count it. Be proud of your accomplishments. I just don't like how WWE is isolating him from everyone else that he beat. And it's like theirs don't count. And these guys are in the Hall of Fame. Some of these guys have passed away and they got inducted into the Hall of Fame without being said multiple-time world champion. And their title reigns counted. So it's like, damn, no flowers?
There's a reason behind it. We'll never know the reason.
Somebody's going to say it one day in an interview, goddammit.
Somebody's going to get mad and tell the whole story before they die. You want to know the truth? Right. That's it.
But
that's how the show started with Randy and Gunther in the ring. Randy got attacked by Kaiser, and that set up the main event, which we just watched with y'all because we go live during the main event. Watch it, then you're right into the recap. So after Randy and Kaiser got a little physical, and we got us a Pete Dunne Sheamus match. This felt like old school WWE to me because you got two guys who have had something building on the show for a few weeks now, and we got a payoff match, which was low key. All right, now Pete Dunne.
The match was fire. I got a note on that. I actually
Dunne
wrote
can
5
wrestle.
stars for Raw.
What you say?
I wrote 5 stars for Raw. Like for a Raw match, this was excellent. This was this you could have threw this on a PLE and people would have been
And that's
just
what I thought. I was like, man, this would have been a great like mid-match or opening match for a pay-per-view because it cooked. Sheamus is people, it's two people in the current WWE. I don't think people remember their highs, but their highs were very high. One is The Miz, who wrestled tonight. 2 is Sheamus. Sheamus is a multi-time world champion.
I don't think people forgot. I don't think it's that soon. I think WWE likes to like. I mean, they're just restructuring how they do things to where it's not like back in the day where you could wrestle to your 40s and 50s, and it's like your runs at the top are quick. And it seems like Sheamus is just going to be the guy putting guys over, and I feel like he's got plenty more to give. He should be in the world title picture, and you can still use him to elevate guys like Pete Dunne or who was before,
I just think his peak was so far ago, so far away from current Sheamus that people don't know or remember. I was in Miami and pissed off at WrestleMania 27 when Daniel Bryan kissed AJ, then Sheamus bro kicked them. 3 seconds, match was over. I didn't even get to see the match. I was too busy talking to my Uncle Travis and this kid that was next to us. We was lollygagging and missed the whole match. Yeah, but Sheamus has had a good WWE career and he's been in some high spots. But this match was fire. That knee that Pete Dunne took off that top rope was crazy.
That moonsault. I got a note.
He moonsault to a knee, and it was a stiff match. It was what I expected from them two. And like Sheamus said, banger after banger. This was definitely for Raw, good match, and it set up something later in the show. But Sheamus beat Pete Dunne. He called him Butch later in a promo, but Sheamus beat Pete Dunne, and after that, we got a Brian Breaker video package.
Yeah, good package for him. Again, this is where you elevate mid-tier titles, and this is where mid-tier titles are good. I'm gonna highlight something later on with a certain individual, but this is good because we're now gonna get a tournament for this IC title to determine the number 1 contender, which is good because when you look at the roster, you're like, all right, well, who are they gonna pull now? Well, we're gonna do a tournament for you, and that's gonna allow new talent or people who may not have been getting shot. This would be good for like if a Montez Ford was here, and you know what I'm saying, like something like that. Or who's the other two on the other show? Carmelo and
there's a lot of people that
it's a lot of people, but unfortunately
benefit.
this is Raw, so those people aren't even, you know what I'm saying, they're not in here. But I am curious to see who's gonna come out on top of this tournament and how many people are even in it. Is it a 4-man tournament? Is it 8-man? Is it 16?
They didn't say. They just announced it later in the show that there will be a tournament for Brian Breaker's Intercontinental Championship. But the thing is, I've been seeing it on social media and Twitter. Shout out to those watching on Twitter. It's a question going around. Is Brian Breaker a star, and will he be the man in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, it's evident. It's evident. They're not marketing him as a monster anymore. They really don't even use that word. I noticed. Like, I didn't hear him say it.
I think they're marketing him more like I hate to say it, but a Goldberg kind of deal. But we know who the monster is on Raw right now. That's Bronson Reed, and we're going to get to that.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. But they stopped using that term. I don't remember if they used it last week, but I didn't hear it this week, and it was one of the words I was listening to.
They don't even call Braun Strowman the monster amongst men anymore.
No. One big son of a bitch, because you got so many First of all, that show is heavy with big, like heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? No. Hell no.
Big, meaty men slapping meat. And we're going to
I tried to catch it the last second.
Big, meaty men slapping meat.
I can't. Pause. Golly. But I do like the package that he got. And I feel like his little promo within the package is not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. But I pity the guy who wins the tournament, because then I will spear you through the floor, and that will be my fault.
That's my fault.
Bro, his promo game is getting to the point. This is why, like, 3 to 5 years, hell yeah, he'll be in that world title picture. Because you already see it. He can talk. He can walk. He can, you just got to have other people whose moves he bit stop doing them. Like Braun Strowman can't do that run around the ring to lay him out. It looks trash when you do it because you got a guy like Braun Breaker who looks hella athletic.
He can move.
Yeah. So, hey, man, change your moveset a little bit. Just one move. But Braun Breaker, he's it. I am looking forward to this. Who are they going to feed to him? Bad at, like, his whole package. Video vignette joint is just off the chain. He's good. He's in there.
So, Braun Breaker will have a new number one contender coming after him, and that video package was fire. Then we get into an interesting match. We had Ivy Now, who just joined American Made, and American Made is Chad Gable's new stable, which consists of Chad Gable, the Creed brothers, and Ivy Now. Ivy Now had a one-on-one match with Maxine Dupree. The match was going on, then somebody hit the lights. After 2 weeks of no Wyatt Six, the Wyatt Six have popped up. I was about to call and like, hey, yo, we missing the Wyatt Six and we missing Jey Uso. I don't know what's going on, but we missing these two. After 2 weeks, the Wyatt Six they popped up and got a little physical. Nikki Cross finally got called by name. Nikki Cross is attacking, and Nikki Cross got physical with Ivy Now. The Wyatt Six got physical with American Made, and Uncle Howdy hit my man's Chad Gable with a vicious Sister Abigail. Had my man flip-flopping and flying, in the words of Dusty Rhodes.
I love it. I love it because
Chad Gable sells so well, man. He sells so well. I love the way he sells. I love the way he wrestles, for one. And he's really fallen into this leader of the American Made, previously Alpha Academy, and before that, him and Jordan, when it was the American Alpha.
Jordan, I almost said Jordan Downs. What am I doing? I'm tripping. I like this Wyatt Six where it's going. However, it is a slow build. I think American Made is a good team to feed them. And how this is going to line up. Ivy Nile was looking strong with Maxine. So now you got Nikki Cross. So this is it should be a good win for her. And then, I'm still on, I still like, oh man, why can't I think of my man's name with the dreads? Oh, I got a whole.
Where is he? What brand?
No, from the Wyatt Six.
Dallas?
No. Bo's cool.
Oh, Dexter
Loomis. Thank you. Whew. Brain was buffering like a motherfucker. But his whole look and their style of wrestling, I can't wait for this. I just wish we would get. Thank y'all in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna highlight y'all a little bit for helping me because that brain was not working.
Dexter Loomis.
Yeah, y'all got me. Shout out to the chat.
Yeah, hold him accountable, chat. Hold him accountable.
Appreciate it. But I'm sold on them. I just have a worry of why are we not getting this at Bash at Berlin?
Yeah, because it's been announced Chad Gable, Uncle Howdy next week, not Bo Dallas.
Not Bo Dallas.
I wouldn't go right to the supernatural character getting in the ring right away. I would give him, let's say Bo Dallas showed up and Chad Gable beat Bo Dallas. Then we have to get to Uncle Howdy. So,
you know what I would love? An Undertaker sit up. Like if he loses, not after every move, you know how the Undertaker used to do, but if he loses and he gets laid out in the ring, he sits up and just be like, "There you are." You'd be like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? Like if Bo gets beat, like you now see that you like something may be different. So
we'll see. We haven't seen Bo Dallas in a wrestling match in years.
A long time.
So
last thing I remember him, Bobby Lashley was beating the brakes off of him. And he's like, I ain't scared. Like, and
I believe. I don't care what nobody say. I believe Bo Dallas was entertaining in NXT. I don't know what really happened in the main roster. He was part of the Miz's entourage with was it Curtis Axel? So we'll see what happens. Next week we get Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable, which should be a good match. And American Made, I like the stable. So we're gonna see what happens with the new American Made. But after the wide 6 attack, Fragile Phil.
Yo, you I'll put that in. Take that to Twitter, man. Fragile Phil. Hashtag Fragile Phil. My
CM
cousin
Punk had a promo, and it was, very CM Punk-esque. The man is gold on the mic. The man can talk. It's two people that can really talk and probably sell you on anything. One CM Punk, the other's Paul Heyman. CM Punk just happened to be a Paul Heyman guy. Well.
Yo, Doucette, happy you're here, bro.
Well.
And Gamage, the interview.
Nah. We're gonna time out on this. We CM Punk. This man's been missing. You wanna know why he been missing? He's been hanging out with Cody Rhodes.
I was about to say, don't even say I was about to load it.
He's been having brunch with Rhea Ripley. Like, what's up with you, man?
Man, I'm
for those of you who don't know, Gamage, the man that just popped on the screen, he is our boots on the ground. He's the man that did the Psycho Sid interview that went crazy. He's our interview guy. He's our body when we can't be there. He's there, and he got to hang out at Fanaticsfest. And when I say hang out, I mean hang out. Like, he was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Fanaticsfest, which was crazy in New York. And I say Gamage. I saw him with Cody Rhodes. I saw him with Rhea Ripley. That's just what he showed us. We don't even know what all he did and who he really was with. But you know what I'm saying? That's Mr. Popular, Mr. Outside right there.
Yeah,
definitely.
Everybody just tuning into the podcast on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Bret Hart interview is out right now. And we just at a CM Punk promo where he cut on Drew, and he pretty much says, since you like bracelets, Drew McIntyre, I got a bracelet for you. So they're having a strap match at the Bash in Berlin.
Yeah, hey, Gamage, what was your thoughts on this? How do you feel about the Raw? How did you feel about the strap match coming?
I'm telling you how I feel, and people ain't gonna like it.
I don't mind the match. I feel like they had to make some type of stipulation to build up for Hell in a Cell, because I feel like that's going to be the final confrontation they have.
You think that's where they going?
I think they have to have another gimmick match because Phil Brooks cannot wrestle.
Stop, bro. Yo, in the chat, y'all think, if y'all agree with Archie Carter, you know what I'm saying, yay or nay? Do you think Phil Brooks, Fragile Phil?
Last match, they needed Seth Rollins because they needed another thing to look at, another body, because Phil was blown up within the first few minutes of that match. This strap match doesn't require much lifting. It's going to require some. I'm not going to say it won't require any. It might, but it's just a beat down match.
Yeah, but it's got to be very physical and it's got to be entertaining, man, because it can get
a gimmick match for a gimmick guy named Phil Brooks.
I mean, you couldn't have expected him to do a singles match, like a plain singles match. That wasn't gonna really work after the last one.
So I don't know. I just think they need to give him a crutch. I think he needs a crutch, and I get it. This late in your career, things happening. Like I said, the Fragile Phil thing is not just something was made up. It's because he seems to be a little injury prone, but people love him for everything but wrestling. I take it back to the AEW return. It was not a good return in AEW. He did not have good matches in AEW, and maybe that's behind him, but he hasn't had a banger since he's been back.
So, I mean, he was only in the Royal Rumble. And then he had the match at Clash of the no, not Clash. What do we just have? Whatever just passed.
SummerSlam.
Hey, people love him. Hey, you love who you love. But we'll see.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I swear.
Strap matches are physical. Like they'll take a toll on you, but it's not. It's not a lot of the traditional lifting and moves and slams and Drew McIntyre is not a little guy.
No, he's not.
That's another thing we have to look at, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fire though.
Now, when you guys, let's go back about 3 minutes here. We talk about Gamage, our guy, boots on the ground, Mister Fanatics Fest himself. If you don't believe me, we gonna come with receipts. Bang.
Oh, well. What do we have here?
You know what I'm saying? That's the man. Hold on, let me get the other joint up out of there for a little second. You know what I'm saying? But I think at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you can see they swap titles. You got Gamage out here taking pictures with fans. That's what I was told. Is that correct? Is that correct? I mean, that's what I was
Very
told.
kind of you to take pictures with fans, Gamage.
Yes, it was.
You know,
You
for the
even
people,
swap
man.
belts.
You got the other picture? You got the other picture, HP?
Not off the top, but if
I
he,
got it in my phone. I almost removed him from the group chat.
God damn.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I'm a hater. So we have a strap match coming up at the Bash in Berlin between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Should be good. This I will watch and probably enjoy more than I want to. Again, I've always said Drew McIntyre recently has been doing the best work of his career. I like this Drew McIntyre. And I don't mind it being with Punk, because Punk is, he was one of those, and we're gonna see if he still is after the Bash in Berlin. Then after that, we had a New Day promo, and Xavier Woods finally asked Kofi Kingston the question we all been asking: Are you trying to replace Big E with Odessey Jones?
No.
And Kofi was like,
Yeah.
"Nah, bro, no way." And I don't believe him.
I don't believe it either.
He said the right answer, but I don't mean we believe him though.
That's like when your girl asks you, "Yo, who Keisha? Why Pizza Hut was texting you 12 o'clock at night?" I don't know. I said too much. I've said too much.
Got you. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't like it at first, but when I saw it in the ring, I was like, okay, if they did, it wouldn't be so bad. But Kofi, Kingston, and Woods, there's been tension building the past few weeks. And tonight on Twitter, I saw people like, yo, I hope this ain't the turn. Woods is going to turn. It
felt like that, though, didn't it? Like it was going to happen.
I think if the turn does happen, it's going to be at a PLE. I don't think they're going to do it on a Raw show.
Or if they do it on a Raw show, it'll lead to a match at a PLE. I don't know if I necessarily would want to see Woods versus Kingston.
I think you can do it. I just don't know if like on I'd rather see it on a Raw than a PLE, to be honest. Because it's
like
not
the Pete Dunne Sheamus match. It was like a perfect Raw match.
Yeah. Perfect, yeah, perfect for Raw. Could have went on a PLE as far as how entertaining it was, but with Kofi, I haven't really. It's not on Kofi's side that the New Day just ain't popping. So I'm not like.
Well, it's set up a match later. We could cover it now. You want to get to it later? I'm just kind of going in the flow of the show right now. So
either or.
Well, it's set up a match later between the Final Testament and the New Day with Odessey Jones, which saw the New Day actually win, but Woods got upset during the match because instead of tagging Woods to take the match home, Kofi tagged Odessey Jones, and Odessey Jones hit him with a crazy finish. The finisher was crazy. It looked good. It was clean. It was a good move for a big man. And they celebrating in the ring, and Woods kind of like keeping his distance a little bit. So something's happening with the New Day. Either they're going to turn it and have Woods lean all the way in, or turn it and have Woods just step out. But then what is the New Day over? Because it can't be New Day with Odessey Jones and Kofi Kingston.
You could try it. Remember Demolition? And they had Axe and Smash. And then as I think Axe was more injured and older, they brought
none of that ever worked. The new Harlem Heat didn't work. The new Road Warriors didn't work. The new Demolition didn't work. When you try to do the new thing, it just doesn't work. And I don't think you can have New Day without Woods. Without Woods, Kofi, and Big E, or however you mix that three up, is not the New Day.
Gamash,
So
how you feel about New Day with Odessey if they were to pick them up?
If they were to pick him up, I think that'd be a good way to build the tension with Xavier to kind of prolong it a little bit. So it kind of builds more of the jealousy with Xavier to want to either have him kicked out or he leaves.
And one thing about Xavier Woods, the man can wrestle. His Austin Creed career wasn't a bad career.
No,
so
people don't know
we
about
just
him
seen him in. Would you say, Gamash?
No, people ain't ready to know about Austin Creed. Like,
yeah, Austin
him in TNA,
Creed. Yeah,
different person compared to him in WWE.
Yeah, he has a whole thing he can do, but he's just been tied to New Day all these years. So after that, we had the Twin. They're calling themselves the Twin Towers now.
No. The Terror Twins.
Terror Twins. I'm thinking about David Robson and Tim Duncan. Look at me.
Nah, the Twin Towers was a Big Boss Man and Akeem, the African Dream. So remember them? Y'all remember them?
Some stuff I try to forget. The Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley had a promo. Then Diamond Liv had a promo. So they had a little promo off tonight that led to a match between Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. So how do we feel about the Terror Twins?
I don't. I think it's dumb. And it's not me trying to bash, but like, I think first of all, they should be fighting for the rights to the title of New Day. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well, Damian Priest keeps calling them the other Judgment Day, or he keeps referring to them as the Judgment Day.
But they're the OGs of the Judgment Day that now are no longer in the Judgment Day, which is kind of ironic. And the team that used to fight them was Liv and Finn, who are now the current judge. So it's like, you stealing our titles, blah, 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 blah. They should fight for that title because you're not the Judgment Day. You're imposters. You're ripoffs. Secondly, and then you run off your reasons of why. That's how I feel like they should do it, because this is not real beef. Like, I look at Damian Priest and versus Dom. What happened to Finn Balor? My man just cost you the world title, and we forgot that fast. You're more caught up with Dom than Finn.
They said that. They said with Judgment Day you won a title. Because of Judgment Day you won a title. Because of Judgment Day you lost a title. So this promo off between Diamond Liv and the Twin Terror. Was it? The Terror Twins led to a match between Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest, which never happened. Because on the way to the ring, the Judgment Day attacked Damian Priest, then Rhea attacked Dom, then Liv attacked Rhea, and it all led to Rhea and Dom getting the brakes beat off him. Finn Balor hit the craziest coup de grace I've seen in a while on Damian Priest. He meant that. That was personal.
Yeah.
He tried to knock the mascara off Damian Priest.
And you guys caught the Jey Uso chance that we want Jey.
Yeah, and it's like now see these storylines, like they're weird, right? Because it's like
it's weird because on one side Jay's just missing, but then you have Bronson Reed putting people out of action. Like,
well, not just that, but you started something, and then it just dissipated. It just like all of a sudden Jay was talking to Rhea and Rhea talking to Jay, right? Seeming like you were going to move in that motion with something, whether it's some sort of payoff. And so the crowd is now confused. They're chanting for a wrestler that has nothing to do with this storyline for him to come out because you started walking us this way.
Well, if you're not on, see, here's the problem with the social media part of it. He tweeted something about, like, she had a bracelet on that said Jay. He tweeted that out. I don't know when, but if you're on social media, you caught that. But if you're not, you shouldn't have to be watching every show on social media and here and there to get the full story. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree, but again, it's the age of social media, because their social medias aren't personal. So like, if you have a name, your licensed name or whatever, that social media is owned by WWE. That's why you won't take it with you.
But everybody's not on social media. That's the thing.
The world is, man. The world is. To be honest with you, the world is. And the world is moving
Everybody's
more
not on social media.
Listen, The
You
world
have
is
older wrestling fans who don't
bro,
have access to
WWE
social
don't care
media.
about old ass wrestling fans that don't have social media. And let me tell you why. They've said this constantly. They're moving in the direction that the world is moving. Triple H has stated this in his conferences. The world going to Netflix was big. So if you ain't got social media, you ain't got no Netflix. Like, they're not thinking about you. They're not like, how do we get 80% of the planet has Netflix? Literally, those are the numbers. 80%. So they
I
want to
don't
get
think you just forget about the other people who don't, though.
their target audience is 25 to 33 and younger. So it's not that they're forgetting, but bro, you talking about a minute amount of people that ain't got social media. More and more people are getting social media than losing social
If
media.
I wasn't on this podcast, I wouldn't have social media. And I know how me and you watch wrestling weekly shows. So
yeah, absolutely. But you know how it is. Like, even if you didn't have social media, you're still at a time like, you can keep up a little bit, and I get you because people don't really want to, but you look at the views on their social media and the way the world is turning, the WWE wants to be a trendsetter, not reactive. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna push that social media and see what now. If it doesn't pay off, they'll back off. Calm down on
probably
social
not,
media.
because we still have a speed champion, and I don't know anybody that watches that.
People
But
got Twitter. That's about it.
yeah, so
Yeah,
and then
right.
after we skipped ahead to the Judgment Day beatdown, but we got an Alpha video package tonight, which I thought was pretty cool.
I think you
For
had to do that too.
For
Out of
those of
respect.
you who don't know, Alpha,
Yeah.
the other half of the what's it
The
called?
Wild Samoans.
The Wild Samoans passed away, transitioned this week, so he had a nice video package that they did. I thought it was cool. I thought it was real cool. So again,
I really
positive
hope.
vibes and energy to the family and those who affected by this. Again, we talking about those older fans. That was for them. You know what I'm saying? We know Alpha and Sika because of we're real diehards and because of the involvement with Roman. But there's somebody who saw that tonight that mind was blown because that was probably their favorite. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna be clear, bro. In the last couple years, how many wrestlers have passed that got video packages? One of the reasons that video package happens is because of the tie-in to Roman Reigns, because they tied in the old school stuff to Roman Reigns, because that storyline. So
and the Samoan, the NOI
unfortunately,
family, man, they're deep in the WWE.
absolutely,
Not like
Yeah.
current. I mean, just historically
historically deep.
deep.
Yes. A lot of people you don't even think of, like Rosie and stuff. Like, these are all from that family.
Bro.
And secondly, on another another note, it's very unfortunate that he passed, but in the last month, his brother, like Sika, passed. So Alpha and Sika, it's like, hey, bro, get another promo ready because we don't want to disrespect the other. You know what I'm saying? So the unfortunateness of it too. And the only thing I would say, because again, I hope all passing wrestlers start to get video packages because I really feel wrestling is it's like boxing, right? And this is the one fear I have for my son. When you fight and you win, everybody's around. When you're a high flying, you're active wrestler, everybody's around. When you're not, life gets tough. Like if you go watch what happened to Kamala, people remember Kamala. They be clowning, right? But
Kamala, Tony Atlas.
No. I'm specifically talking about him because he was a double amputee. And his diabetes was like really messing him up. And most people don't even know that. His later days in his life, bad to live
Go
through.
watch the movie The Wrestler. And that's a very kind of look into with Mickey York. What's his name? Mickey York? That's his name?
Mickey
Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. I got a big tongue. Mickey. Mickey.
Wow.
Pause. If
I can't have
DNA
a big tongue?
Gamash, what you felt about the
I'm Venom over here.
But I do think that I just hope that going forward, all wrestlers that passed that were tied or under contract to WWE get packages, even if it's 30 seconds.
You know what's weird about that? We mentioned Zilla Fatu a lot on here. Somebody else Gamaj has hung out with, who is the son of Umaga. For some reason, the WWE stays away from Umaga. Like they're not real heavy on Umaga or include him in things. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe somebody in the chat knows, but that's one that they don't really touch.
I don't know.
Yeah, they don't touch Umaga too much. But again, rest in peace to Alpha and Sika. And our love, like condolences to the family. After that, we got Bronson Reed versus The Miz in a no DQ match.
The Miz did something great here in his promo for this, right? The correct answer is he was supposed to typical wrestlers. I'm going out of this for my friend, da da da. And he said that, right? But the first thing they said, if you really want the match, right? Hell no, I don't want this match. They're building Bronson Reed to be this monster, so I love it.
He said, I don't want this match, but I gotta do it for my friend. Talking about R-Truth, because last week Bronson Reed put R-Truth out of action. And the week before last, he put Seth Rollins out of action. And him and Miz was cooking, but the Miz didn't make it. And Bronson Reed was going to hit him, like he did R-Truth and Seth Rollins after the match. But here comes Braun Strowman limping to the ring.
I think also, too, with that, I think it's a good setup. I don't know when they're going to have a match, but
Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed, that might cook.
I hope it does. Because, again, for some reason, they also did a no DQ match on this. And then, I guess that was to make it seem like Miz could have a chance. Because otherwise, it'd be a squash match, right? You're really building Bronson Reed. Big Bronson Reed, as they keep
It's been a slow build on him since he's been back. But he's been on, like, every Raw for the past few months.
Yeah, I look forward to Braun Strowman. I think he's going to be the squash monster. Not the squash monster, but the monster.
You think Braun Strowman's going to beat Bronson Reed?
No, I'm saying he's the squash monster as far as he's the guy who's going to take L's. But they'll keep saying, because, he's one big son of a bitch. So if we want to, remember, Damian Priest beat him clean when he was world champion on one of the Raws going into this.
His knees beat him clean every day he wake up. So Bronson Reed is going to have a defining win over Braun Strowman. And I'm glad Braun Strowman is not a part of the Y6.
I agree. Well, Gamash, how you say, you agree, or
I agree.
Yeah, he's big, but he doesn't give me monster. Like, he's never given me really monster.
Braun Strowman?
Braun Strowman.
Never came off as a monster.
To me, you know what I'm saying? To me.
I didn't feel like that. He did give me those vibes. I just felt like it died down, honestly, once Roman Reigns squashed him. Well, not say squashed him, but buried him when they had their feud in the beginning.
Because even in the Wyatt family, he wore a black mask. He just screamed a lot. It was just a big dude screaming. Bray Wyatt was actually a little kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
But, that's just me. Y'all know I'm a hater.
I guess I saw him as a good monster, and
once people shit on the business and the fans, it's hard to get back in my good graces. When Adam Shearer, aka Braun Strowman, left WWE or was fired, or whatever happened, he shitted all over the company, the fans, tried to start his own thing, create your narrative with EC3. It did not work. Then he came back, and this is what he's doing. I don't like when people burn a bridge, then try to build it, because you try to build something else that just quite didn't work out for you. I have a hard time with that. That's just me. Maybe I'm taking it personally, but I'm the fan. I'm the company. I'm the person you're talking about. And it's not like you making blanket statements. You're making direct statements about the company, about the fan. And it's like that's just a me thing. So it's just hard to get back in my good graces once you do that.
Yeah, I think Marley said it too, though. I definitely thought he was a monster. I do feel you on the point of if you're gonna leave WWE, man, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. It's not the
CM Punk did it for 10 years.
But CM Punk was still drawing money.
It's just once you show me that side of your personality, you just kind of become just the human side to me. The gimmick, the monster, all that goes out the window, because then I just kind of see into who you might really be as a person. And if I just don't think you're a good person, you know, I just can't root for you.
Damn. Well,
That's
hey,
where we keep it real, right?
I ain't mad at that. I remember Undertaker talking about it, and he was saying something along the lines of like, just breaking. We're building you to be a monster, but then you're out on social media is doing the most unmonstrous shit possible. So
I was just gonna say something about that with Braun. What actually ruined his image for me? I don't remember what social media it was on. This dude was dressed up in a Wonder Woman costume, and I was done with him after that.
Yeah. You killed yourself.
Yeah.
So that goes to my point of the social media. Sometimes it can work in your favor or work against you, and it's like people don't forget, and the internet won't let you forget. They'll pull up something from 10 years ago, and it's like, but that's who you are, and cool, I get it. But you know how many times I text or tweet something then delete it?
No, I don't do that.
I do it at least 10 to 15 times a day.
Damn.
I used to have an email account where I would email myself things that I needed to just get off my chest or say to people, and I just needed to get it out. Stephen A. Smith says, type the email, but don't hit send.
Hey, time out, bro. I've been trying to definitely keep this Bret Hart joint up. But you want to talk about some internet don't forget, bro? Okay, boom. They talk about internet don't forget. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, the internet doesn't forget.
Hey.
I'll be your tag partner, bro. If that's how it's going down, you know what I'm saying?
Worst match ever.
I'll be a tag team. I'll cheat for you, bro. I got you. I'm gonna go right for his knees too. Like I ain't.
All I gotta do is run. I ain't losing to Michael Myers. But that's just a me thing. Like I said, the internet can be your friend or your enemy. But Bronson Reed is on a definitely climb right now. How high that is, we'll see. Then we got Sheamus and Kaiser backstage. They gonna have something's gonna happen with them two. Sheamus was getting interviewed, and Kaiser was like, "Why are you talking to him when you should be talking to me? I'm main eventing tonight." So
I love it. I love that energy. I love that attitude. I love that arrogance. And he did main event. I thought it was a good match for what for the time it was on and for Raw. You know what I'm saying? But
so we mentioned the Intercontinental Championship tournament that's coming. We mentioned Damian and Dom. We got a women's triple threat tag team match tonight between Damage Control, which was Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, Sky, or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
The champions, Dawn and Fire, and HP's new favorite tag team, the Pure Fusion Collection, and they even had a hand sign. I don't know what this means.
The wrong. You know what you do with those? You know what you do with those?
That's
turn them some, get you sideways.
The Pure Fusion Collection,
you know what I mean?
Which is Zoe Stark, Sonya Deville, and Shayna Baszler.
I thought the match cooked. I liked it. I liked that whole that Damage Control move that I thought they botched for a second with the over the top, bro. I thought it was I was like,
I like everybody in this match, which is the crazy thing. It's just that name that's gonna have to go.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
Gamache, you got some ideas for a name?
Have you met the Pure Fusion Collection? You was hanging out with everybody.
Collectively.
Collection. I think of Dragon Ball Z every time I say that. The Pure Fusion Collection of Collector. I don't know.
Nah, I'm not feeling the name either. It could have definitely been better.
Like what?
I'll get back to you on that one because it just shouldn't have been that.
Yeah, it's or you don't name them at all because they're still calling Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill.
I think when it's 3 though, you need a name. like the Bloodline, like Demolition was Demolition. Then they would always say Axe Smash Crush. The Legion of Doom, when they picked up, I don't remember who was the third. I think it was Draws, and then they had like Heidenreich at one point. It was weird.
We don't. I tried to forget about that one,
bruh.
that motherfucker's name.
Because Draws was still, rest in peace, Draws. He was still.
No, he's not dead.
Draws passed away recently.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
I know he was paralyzed.
Nah, Draws passed away. I want to say maybe a month or two ago.
Ain't no way.
No,
what?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, you got 2 phones. Pick up one and go. Yeah, Draws passed away.
I'm not laughing because we're talking about a serious subject, and I didn't know. I just thought.
No, what I was saying was Draws would wear the demolition gear with his flannel shorts still. Like some things
fucking throwing up.
It didn't work. I like Draws. Draws was cool to me. Draws was cool to me.
Hold on, y'all. If y'all know if Draws passed away, unfortunately, God damn. I hope this is not true. I hope this is not true.
Yeah, it's recent. It's recent.
Yeah. You know, I gotta put the names.
Stud line.
I didn't say it, but I agree with it. I agree.
He died June. Oh, he died last year, June 30th, 2023.
Fuck.
Yeah, the stud line.
The stud line.
That's you got to go to timeout. Timeout. You send her to timeout.
Yeah, we got to.
Yeah, you timeout. You in timeout. Yeah, but yeah, it just didn't work.
This one because I'm reading like they were offended by the stuff. I guess so. In today's society, everyone's offended.
Everything's offensive. You offend you offend people.
Yo, check this out. My mother wasn't offended.
Your mom heard the story?
My mom lived the fucking story. Like,
okay. Yeah, HB told the wildest story ever on our NXT recap. It's wild. I'm not even getting into it. But
was NXT? I thought it was
Dawn and it was NXT recap. Dawn and Fire retained their titles. And that's when we got into the main event, which was what was the main event? Randy Orton and Ripley Kaiser.
Yeah.
So and Randy won clean. But we started the show with the main event because we go live during the main event and then we just right into the recap. So it was a good Raw.
Yo.
Good Raw.
This is wild.
It was a very good. It was better than SmackDown. Raw has been winning.
Yo.
Another HP story. He told me one about the Special Olympics.
I should have told that shit during the Olympics.
All I'm saying is HP is very able-bodied. He has a sound mind, but he also has Special Olympic medals that he's won. And we'll get to that story one day. Have you ever seen the movie The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville? It may or may not be loosely based.
I have. No, I can't.
I
gotta see that movie. I remember you told me about that, but I didn't check out that movie. One day,
wow, man, that movie, wow, and Raw was wild tonight. I enjoyed it. Sometimes
shout out to Vinny. You know what I'm saying? Them
Shayna, get the scissors. Sometimes sometimes Raw is tough to sit through for 3 hours, but this was a good one, and it started with Randy Orton and ended with Randy Orton, and I'm always okay with that. So
the Studleys is the best fucking comment ever, bro. Because what'd you say, RG?
I said Raw was good, and
no, that's not what you
was
said.
cool though. Zoe Stark
get the scissors
on tonight. I'm trying to move around. Like Bump J said, move around. Zoe Stark had a vest on tonight, and it said Starks is Raw, a war, like the old Raw is War logo, and I thought that was really dope. So,
I know who this is now. Okay, got you. I see. Flashbacks. Thank God it wasn't a paid comic, because that shit would have been on the screen. Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, what did y'all think about Monday Night Raw? We're starting to see the same people every week. Like I know you have to build stories, but you're just moving people to different stories.
I mean, but that's kind of, I mean, because you don't really use jobbers, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Are there jobbers still in the WWE?
yeah, there was one recently. Let me go back in my notes.
No,
Remember,
I
I
mean
did
like weekly jobbers, like
weekly.
people.
No, but
That's what
every
I'm saying.
random.
Everybody could be a star or have a story, but it's like you move Chad Gable to something else with the Creed brothers. You moved Ivy now, like you're just kind of moving pieces instead of inserting new pieces. But Raw's been real good the past few weeks. They've been cooking. Doing a good job.
Here's my question: is JD a jobber? If it's
McDonough?
not, yeah.
No.
If it's not a tag team match, is he a jobber?
He ain't winning.
By definition of what you're saying, yeah, but I always used to look at the jobbers like how the Hardys were before they turned into the Hardys, or Barry Horowitz, or the Brooklyn Brawler, which is kind of like what JD McDonough is now.
Well, we've said that Rey Mysterio's kind of been on the downside of that lately too, but
yeah,
I don't know.
That's no bueno, bro. That's no bueno. The fact that Rey Mysterio is like, oh my god,
Carlito. I don't think Carlito has a singles win since he's been back there.
I'm just looking at Bay Styles talking about Brooklyn Brawler somewhere getting his ass kicked right now. Bro.
Right now.
Holy shit, bro.
He'd be at the grocery store trying to get some deli meat cut. Then somebody just roll him up in the schoolboy. Tomatoes everywhere.
Oh my god.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, did anyone in the New Judgment Day win any solo matches recently?
No.
They've not been doing nothing. I think Dom might have won something recently.
He might be.
He won. He got Liv Morgan. He won.
He's win. Yeah, facts. He's winning.
Yeah.
I'll take Liv over
Rhea. He got the Nuggies. Have we figured out the Nuggies thing yet? I've been asking that for weeks. What is the Nuggies about?
I don't know, but I fucks with it. You know what I'm saying? I'll take some Nuggies too, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? Bring a fresh plate of them joints. You know what I'm saying? That should be fire.
What's
told
your
y'all.
Sauce. What's your favorite dipping sauce? You a barbecue guy, honey mustard, ranch?
I am a plain Jane ass. So
Bro, you're not raw dog and chicken nuggets.
I do some wild shit. Like if I see everyone getting ketchup and barbecue sauce, I'll get like fucking mayonnaise and dip it and see what it tastes like. just to be off. Yo, it's not nasty until you try. Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you've eaten, Ace? All right. If you're new to the show, after we get through the card, sometimes get a little crazy. Don't get crazy.
I already know what the nastiest thing I've eaten is, or the weirdest thing I've eaten is. And the reason why I ate it is even more dumb. But like
by choice. By choice. You was at a restaurant and you looked at the menu and let me try that.
There was no restaurant, it was street meat. But like we were in Africa, you know what I'm saying? And
you eat street meat?
At this point,
I've been street meat, so
I did.
Okay, you in Africa.
So we're going back to our destination and we get to one of those street vendors or whatever. And he was like, hey, my friend, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's your friend in Africa. So like, my friend, you know what I'm saying? Would you like to try something? And I was like, what you got? And I'm drunk. My partner's is drunk. Bong. So they was like, would you like cat? I'm allergic to cats. So I said yes, because let's find out.
You knew you was allergic to cats at that time?
Yeah, my sister did me dirty when we was kids and put a cat on my face and my whole shit blew out. Like,
damn.
So the vendor said, do you want to try a cat? And you said,
he asked if we want to try it. He was saying that like, this is normal. And you know, when in Rome, do as the Romans. So I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I looked around. My partners, they like, I ain't eating that shit. But I felt like somebody has to. We need to go back with a story. I'm the type of dude. We got to make a story, whether it's an obituary or it's like, oh, we lived through that. I bet something. So I ate the meat, got in the van. It was on a fucking stick too. It was like a skewer. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just shoved it through, but it didn't look like a cat. It was it was cut
Just
and
me.
short.
Yeah,
Yeah,
already
it was
minced.
mad fucking true. Because like, why not? You live once. So I did it, and I survived. Obviously, I'm here. I'm talking to y'all. And it was cool. It was cool. It was disgusting. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I ate a cat. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we got here because I asked about Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan and what's the Nuggies thing about it. You know, so.
Yo, first of all, DNA. I know everybody laughing, but a lot of dudes in this chat that ate some cat. Theirs just wasn't on the skewer.
Hey, yo.
That's
Raw
not
is raw. Raw
Yeah.
is raw. Monday Night Raw. For real. But Raw was good. I'm from Louisiana. I'm sure I'm eating some things that I don't know what it was. So the late night. We need to take this to Patreon. Call it late night tonight. Late night.
Oh my god.
Take this over to Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, you did catch the top of the show. We have a lot going on with the Patreon memberships, the YouTube memberships. And right now you can catch kind of a preview of what that's like on the page. We have an episode of They Got Us Out. So yeah, Patreon, YouTube memberships are really lit right now. I have something called Cold Food coming. And HP has something called Near Fall coming. We have a trailer for it. If you've seen it, you already know. And we also have a trailer about everything we do here weekly. So for those who are new to Attitude Era Podcast, it's not just live show recaps. It's actually new and live content 7 days a week right here on this channel. We don't miss a day. So yeah, we are live and active 7 days a week right here on Attitude Era Podcast.
You
So
want me to play it on the
subscribe.
joint?
Huh?
I can play. We'll go off with the joint. How
So
about that?
subscribe, hit the notification button if you haven't already. We have a ton of new subscribers that found us because our Bret Hart interview is getting a lot of attention right now. And if you don't know, we have a Bret Hart interview, brand new sit-down interview with Bret the Hitman Hart, and he gave it up. He gave it up. He old stuff, and as far as a few weeks ago, recent new stuff with the Undertaker. So yeah.
And right now, YouTube membership, it's out there right now. The DNA show top 5, and episode 1 is with D'Lo Brown. So go check that out. It's on YouTube membership right now. You can easily sign up. It's very easy. You get early drops. You can get live chat access, things that we'll be starting up and doing also in addition to this, and a whole lot of other perks. Please read through the perks because it's a lot. So you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, the Bret Hart interview's out.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta go see it. You gotta go see it. If not,
It's fire. Yeah, it's been a busy week over here at Attitude Era Podcast. The Bret Hart interview, Gamage hanging out with Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley, because that's just what he do. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what he
I
do.
didn't see it. I'll show it. It's a lot more people in the chat right now. You know what I'm saying?
Documentation beats conversation.
Woo! That's a bar. That's a bar.
It's so many people that were upset because Cody Rhodes left Fanatics Fest early for some reason. We don't know. Could be a scheduling thing, a time thing. We don't know.
So I could actually tell
you
you
know
guys
what? Why am I
what it
talking? I
is.
could just ask Cody's best friend. Gamage, why did Cody leave Fanatics Fest early?
So this is how I'm gonna describe the event as a whole.
Okay.
Fanatics. So for this being their first event, nothing to be expected to be perfect. The event was cool, but like the scheduling kept changing. They kept switching people's time slots with the autographs, the photo ops. It was really, really bad. The problem with Cody was he was already doing a house show, I believe Saturday night. So from Saturday night, he had to take his private jet to go to New York for Fanatics Fest. So he even left early for his show to go to Fanatics Fest. And on that same day, he left early because he had another house show in Florida, I believe.
Yeah, Fort Myers.
Yeah, so he had another house show and he had to make it to that. People have been blaming Cody for that a lot. And to play devil's advocate for that for him, you would expect Fanatics to know his schedule when you're setting everything up. Why didn't you make his photo op a priority once it started and you knew his tour date? It's no way they couldn't have known, because I follow Cody's Instagram. He's posting his tour dates once or twice a week. It's no way you can tell me you couldn't go around that.
Hey, you heard it from Cody Rhodes' personal assistant, Gamaj, that I saw kids crying. I saw parents upset.
I felt bad for them. I really felt bad.
Was the line crazy though? Was the Cody Rhodes line crazy?
Yeah, bro, how would he know? They swapped titles.
So this is how they did the ticketing. It went by group, so they will call you by group, but it was a lot of people within each group.
Right.
And I think from what I've been told, when they got to like group 2 or 3, that's when he dipped.
How many groups were there?
After that, I was told he had like another 10 to 11 groups. So it was a lot of people that did not get him.
I saw that they said all the wrestlers were like sold out, and like Jalen Brunson, like everybody else kind of.
That was the other thing. It also wasn't just Cody. A lot of people didn't even get The Miz. A lot of people didn't get Bianca and Jade. It was one person when I was trying to get what was I trying to get? I think Tiffany Stratton. They was missing her too. Like it was people were vexed.
It sounds like this event had a much larger turnout than they expected. Because that's what happens a lot. Like, I do a lot of the convention scenes. I perform at anime conventions and Comic-Cons, and I know within that realm, I mean, the largest convention I ever worked was 50,000 people. Do we know how many people was at Fanaticsfest?
I don't know the exact number.
It had to be.
The one thing I will say, out of the days, Saturday was the most packed, and it was because of the wrestlers being sold out. Because Friday was more favored for like the basketball players and the baseball players for the most part. Yeah, I'll tell you this.
I thought it was. Go ahead. No, I thought Fanaticsfest was a WWE event.
Bro, Jay-Z was there, Tiffany Haddish was there, like I said, Jalen Brunson, like pretty much any athlete or wrestler you could name was probably in New York. Actors, like it was just such a big deal, and I think it was a much bigger deal than they thought. But how many tickets and whatnot you sold, but maybe it could have been a communication thing. Again, like I said, I work these anime conventions and Comic-Cons. Room changes all the time, time changes, the schedule changes, and if it's not, I could imagine, like I said, the largest I ever did was 50,000 over 3 days, which was a convention in Raleigh, and DreamCon this year, which was, I don't even know the number of that, but I understand how things can happen. And working in radio, doing marketing promotions for over 10 years, things change, but I just know people were really upset with this Cody Rhodes thing so much, like it was a thing on social media, but
I think that's the worst part too about when you're champions. They send you to these events, and I think they did know his schedule, but they're like, no, we can take care of it. And then when they get there, it's like, oh shit, this is gonna.
But imagine being him though. You wrestled last night, got on the plane, flew to New York, did an event, then left that event to fly to Florida. This ain't like he drove 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like you flying and traveling, and you trying to recover and stay in shape, and life on the road is not easy. And Cody seemed to be handling it very well, but that's a position, when you're a popular person and you're a person that people want to have access to and see and touch, that could be draining on you.
No, a lot of people have changed through the years when they were the champion, and we've heard these stories come out like, oh my gosh, like they're tired, they're worn, because people say that stuff too. Like most superstars aren't world champs. They might do some signings and stuff here and there, but typically it's house show. When you're world champ, you got that same commitment plus
shows, you got media appearance, you got a lot. I remember years ago, before I really got active in music and touring and doing shows myself, I remember Kelly Rowland had a show canceled because she said she ended up in the hospital because she was dehydrated. And I was thinking to myself, how do you get dehydrated? How do you forget to eat and drink, right? Until I started really, I ain't gonna say getting popular, but seeing movement in what I was doing creatively and what I'm doing now. And now I understand it. I understand how you can get dehydrated, how that schedule can be taxing on your body and your mind. Sometimes you just forget. And then, from personal experience, my girl, she just don't eat or drink regularly. So I got to remind her.
2 cups. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, but Fanatics Fest, shout out to everybody that was at Fanatics Fest. It's something that's going to be on the calendar definitely for next year because it was such a huge deal. Yeah, so shout out to Gamaj, man. Appreciate that insight, bro. That's what you the man on you the boots on the ground, man. You go where we can't go because we ain't you. And man, it was a good Monday Night Raw. It's a good Monday Night Raw recap. Chat, thank y'all for rocking with us. Y'all see DNA's on the screen. He's watching. He like that parent checking the camera at home, making sure the kids ain't acting up. So
yeah, facts. And hey, go ahead and check out the Patreon, but also go ahead and check out the YouTube membership. You're already here. If you're already on YouTube, go ahead and check that thing out. Tap in. Shout out to our Twitter family. Shout out to the Instagram family.
Since we're talking about it, HP, just show them what's on the YouTube. Then show them what we do here every week, and then we just get out of here. So let them know, hit the button. And this is the wrestling podcast. Let's go to the truck. Guys in the truck.
Let's go to the truck. We're gonna show you the membership.
We're talking about the memberships, but we'll show you better what's currently on there and what's in development. But everything you see is live and active and recorded. It's just a matter of it being released in schedules. We're gonna release something new every week. So
every week.
Just show them, man. Then we'll show them weekly. Then we get out of here.
Bet.
This is DNA, and y'all checking out my show Top 5. You got a top 5? I got a top 5. But let's see whose top 5 is better. Good night. Good night.
Brr. It's Cold Food with D. Archie Carter. A wrestling match, a return, a battle, something that you were looking forward to because you knew it was going to be hot. And when you got it, well, it wasn't. That's Cold Food, and I'm here to talk about it. It's Cold Food with D. Archie Carter. Hey, waiter, this cold.
King HP, and here we're gonna look at wrestlers that couldn't get the job done. We're gonna look at it. Why didn't they win? What happened? And because it's near fall, we're gonna see if we can get them some gold. Remember, the referee's decision is final. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now,
so if you didn't know, that's memberships, Patreon, and YouTube.
Back. And then the regular.
Like I said, we give y'all new and live content 7 days a week, and that looks something like this. New and live content 7 days a week, only on Attitude Era Podcast. Sunday, new exclusive interviews and hot tags with people like Bret Hart, Booker T, Kurt Angle, to name a few. Monday, it's the live Monday Night Raw recap. Tuesday, it's the live NXT recap. We go live during the main event, then we talk about the whole show. Wednesdays, we double up. Double Up is a series where we take one wrestler, compare their works, and decide which character was best. First episode was Razor Ramon versus Scott Hall. Thursday is Gaming with the Game. WWE 2K24 all day. Tap in and tap out. Come game with the game. Friday, SmackDown recap. Saturdays, if it's a PLE, well, we got predictions and recap after. And if something breaks in the wrestling world during the week, we do that too. So make sure you subscribe to YouTube and have the notification button hit because we can go live at any time. And if you don't know, now you know. Monday Night Raw was good show. Y'all, you guys and girls and all of you are always awesome in the chat. And we'll be back tomorrow night during the main event of NXT. We go live. And once we go live during the main event, we come on here and talk just like we did tonight. So that was Gamaj. He's dipping out. Peace, peace, peace. Good night to you. Thank you, Miss Awesome Saucy. We appreciate that. So that was Gamaj. That's King HP. I'm the Archie Carter. We will see y'all tomorrow night during the NXT main event, and then we're gonna do it. That's how we did it tonight. So I hope this week is good to you and good for you, and we will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
There he is. Mom.
There you go. He had